warrant for your arrest if you refuse to attend in person.
Can you please stop referring to me as a defendant?
Ms. Christian, I got to tell you, I don't know what in the heck you're talking about.
Because I really don't want to have to file claims and ruin people's lives and ruin their jobs because they're not upholding my constitutional rights as a woman, not a defendant. I am a woman only. I, woman Angela. I, woman Angela. I, woman Angela. That's it. Not defendant. I don't want to file claims. I'm trying very hard, and I've been trying hard to not do that. But I guess if we got to keep going, that's my next step, and I will file proper claims.
All right, guys, buckle up because today's hearing is about to get absolutely wild. We've got the ultimate combo, Karen meets sovereign citizen, all packed into one courtroom disaster. And trust me, this lady does not disappoint. Within seconds, she goes from zero to full-blown meltdown, threatening the court, demanding nonsense, and trying every trick in the sovereign citizen playbook. But here's the thing, she picked the wrong judge. Instead of entertaining her circus act, this judge handles it like an absolute pro. Calm, sharp, and completely unfazed, he dismantles her little performance piece by piece. And honestly, that's what makes this clip so satisfying. You can almost see the exact moment she realizes none of her Google law degree tactics are going to work. The craziest part? She really thought she was winning. She thought she was outsmarting the court, like she found some secret cheat code. But spoiler alert, she didn't. By the end of this video, the only person who got played was her, so grab some popcorn, because we're about to watch this sovereign citizen Karen get absolutely obliterated in court. Let's roll it.
All right, good morning, Ms. Christensen. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, good morning. We are back on the record in the 53rd Circuit Court for the County of Presque Isle. And Ms. Christensen, although you're appearing from your home, for convenience sake, it might not feel like a court hearing, but it is a court hearing, so I'm going to ask you to please remove your hat.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. Okay, thank you. All right, so as we begin the hearing, just like last time, I'm required each time to remind you that you do have the right to the assistance of a lawyer if you wish, and that includes the right to a lawyer at public expense if you were indigent, and that you've previously waived that right and wish to represent yourself. And so I guess I want to ask you again, do you reaffirm that you'd like to represent yourself in this matter, or would you like to have a lawyer?
No, I would like to self-govern, and I stand on my paperwork.
Okay, so what we have today, you did file 4 written notices that asked for some type of relief. And we had adjourned the hearing to today for any argument on that. So the prosecutor has had a chance to review them. So Ms. Christensen, you say that you stand by the paperwork, and that's fine. I do have the paperwork in front of me. Is there any argument that you'd want to make on your behalf right now to me in support of those claims, or do you wish to just rely on the written pleadings you filed?
It is my wish to stand on my paperwork.
Okay. Mr. Radsbaum, do the people have any argument in opposition to those 4 notices?
Your Honor, I've reviewed the paperwork, and I guess while she may not recognize or honor the state of the law, I don't believe that there's any relief that's recognized under law that would allow you to dismiss this case against her based on what she's alleged in the paperwork. I fail to see it.
Okay. All right. Well, Ms. Christensen, now I'm going to make a ruling on the notices, which I'm construing as some motion or request for relief. And I've got a written order that I'll enter. I'll read it at this point. Defendant, who at this point in the case is representing herself, has filed 4 handwritten notices. These notices appear to seek relief in one form or another. As to the first notice, defendant asserts that she is a woman and not a defendant. The court finds that Angela Christensen is both a woman and a defendant in this criminal action.
Tell me this isn't embarrassing. Like honestly, how do these sovereign citizens sit there in front of a judge, in an actual courtroom, and spew this nonsense with a straight face? It blows my mind every time. You're not proving some hidden legal loophole. You're not exposing the system. You're just making yourself look ridiculous while everyone else is cringing. I mean, come on. The law is simple. If you get caught committing a crime, you don't get to just declare yourself outside of reality and walk away. That's not how the world works. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm not a woman," when you literally are. You can't deny your name, your ID, or your existence as if it's optional. This isn't some video game where you can glitch your way out of trouble. And here's the part that drives me crazy. Half the time, these people actually think they're winning. Not because they're beating the case, but because the system just gets sick of them wasting everyone's time. Judges end up delaying, rescheduling, or dismissing minor charges just to save taxpayer money. So these clowns walk out of court acting like they cracked the code, when really the court just doesn't want to keep entertaining their circus. And honestly, it makes me wonder, how did we even get here? How did we reach a point where grown adults think YouTube conspiracy videos are better than actual law school? Because that's what's happening. These people read a couple of half-baked Facebook posts, slap sovereign citizen in front of their name, and suddenly they think they're smarter than the entire legal system. Spoiler, they're not, but hey, maybe I'm just too sane for this. What do you guys think? Is this stuff just entertaining clown behavior, or is it a real problem when courts have to waste time and resources on people like this? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I know I'm not the only one losing brain cells watching this. Anyway, let's get back into it, because this mess isn't done yet.
To the extent her notice seeks relief, such relief is denied. As to the second notice, defendant demands that any man or woman with a claim against her appear and present such claim in open court. To the extent that this notice seeks to invoke defendant's right to confront her accusers, this court will enforce that right. However, the right of confrontation does not require the complaining witnesses to appear at all pretrial hearings, but only the trial or any necessary evidentiary hearings. So to the extent that this notice seeks to require the appearance of any complaining witnesses at all pretrial hearings, such relief is denied. As to the third notice, defendant asserts that this court lacks authority over her and that only her creator has that authority. Without gainsaying the authority of the creator, it can be noted that religious traditions commonly recognize that the creator has instituted human authority as well. In this matter, the people of the state of Michigan, through ratifying the 1963 state constitution, as well as its predecessor constitutions, have established this court and its authority. The people of the state of Michigan, through their elected representatives, have established laws that apply in this court. And the people of this county have elected this judge to serve in this office. And this court has subject matter over this felony prosecution and has personal jurisdiction over this defendant. Any relief sought by this notice is denied. As to the fourth notice, defendant claims that this court and the government exist only because she allows them to exist. To the extent that this assertion reiterates the proposition that our constitutional republic is founded on the consent of the governed, such proposition is axiomatic as a general matter. However, this proposition does not require that the government must obtain consent or permission from each individual person before exerting governmental authority over that person. Such an idea is nonsense and would result not in a constitutional republic, but in anarchy. This defendant's views would render all the criminal laws null and void, which is legally and practically absurd. Therefore, any relief sought by this notice is also denied. All right, so Ms. Christensen, all of the claims and papers that you have filed, I have found to be lacking in legal and factual merit, and I have denied any such relief. And I'm entering a
That's fine. Can you please stop referring to me as a defendant? And I guess the next step will be, I guess I got to do the actual filing of the claims if you're going to deny all of those.
No, those, I don't know what claims you're talking about. You filed some claims or notices or requests.
No, I did not even file my claims yet. I did notices. I did not file my claims yet. I've been putting that off because I really don't want to have to file claims and ruin people's lives and ruin their jobs because they're not upholding my constitutional rights as a woman, not a defendant. I am a woman only. I, woman Angela. I, woman Angela. I, woman Angela. That's it. Not defendant. I'm not a defendant.
Well, you are.
All that yapping. All that fake legal research. And for what? Just so the judge could look her dead in the eye and say one word, denied. I swear, you could see the gears in her head grinding with the last 2 brain cells she's got left, trying to scrape together any excuse possible. It's almost painful to watch, like second-hand embarrassment on steroids, and then, oh, you'll love this, out of nowhere she decides, you know what? I'm not even the defendant. Like, what? Excuse me? You're literally standing in front of the judge with your name on the paperwork, but suddenly you're not the defendant? This is the sovereign citizen playbook. When all else fails, just magically pretend you're not connected to reality anymore. But here's the truth, it has never worked. Not once. The law doesn't care about your little fantasy roleplay. You can't just say, that's not me, like you're denying a DoorDash order. If you committed the crime, you're the defendant. Period. Honestly, I don't know what it's going to take to get these sovereign citizens out of our courtrooms. Because every time they show up, they're not proving some point, they're just wasting everyone's time. And here's my personal solution. Put them all on one big island, strip away all the laws, and say, alright, geniuses, let's see how you do now. Spoiler alert, they wouldn't last a week. But hey, maybe I'm being too harsh. What do you guys think? Is it time we just let them run their own little no-law Hunger Games island experiment? Drop your thoughts, because I know I'm not the only one tired of this circus. And don't go anywhere, because trust me, this woman's about to crank the crazy meter up even higher.
And
Okay, in your opinion and legalese, yes, but I am a woman. So do we need to do trial by jury when we can do my claims and file my court with your court at the same time? Because that's going to be my next step, to file claims against everybody involved in this case. Because there is no verified claim, and complaints and claims are 2 different things. I don't want to file claims. I'm trying very hard, and I've been trying hard to not do that. But I guess if we got to keep going, that's my next step. And I will file proper claims with the proper people and the insurancing for the bonding. So I don't know what you want to do at this point, and I really don't want to have to do that.
Ms. Kristen, I got to tell you, I don't know what in the heck you're talking about. You're talking nonsense. So here's the thing. I am not going to relinquish my authority in this case. I'm not. All right. The prosecutor's office can dismiss the case. They're choosing not to. So that means we do have to go forward to a jury trial unless you want to plead guilty. All right. But what I'm also going to do is your ramblings here today and at previous hearings, and after I reviewed your written notices, it's clear to me that you have no concept of the legal and factual issues at stake. And
I would never know anything about legalese because I never went to school to do the legalese, so I don't understand that part.
All right, you're illustrating my next point, and you have no respect for the authority of the court. You continue to interrupt me and such, and file these nonsense claims. So I am hereby withdrawing my consent for you to represent yourself. I'm referring this matter to the Office of Assigned Counsel for appointment. So any papers you file in this case, I will reject because they have to be filed.
Well, I don't accept that offer, and I do not require you to give me any court-appointed attorney, and I will self-govern because that is my right. I don't want an attorney. I don't do legalese. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful. I'm trying to be very decent.
Well,
I stand on my paperwork, and I'll do the rest of my paperwork. I will keep doing it, and now I'm going to file my claims, so that's fine. But no, I don't need no legal counsel. I refuse that offer. I do not accept that offer. I'm sorry. With all due respect to you, I don't accept that.
all right. Well, Ms. Christensen, it wasn't an offer. So we are scheduling this next for a docket call on February 14th at 10:30 in the morning. And I'll refer it to the Office of Assigned Counsel for you to have an attorney at that hearing. You are no longer allowed to represent yourself in this matter, and you will be in person in my courtroom at that date and time.
I'm sorry, but I cannot be there. I can do it via Zoom, and I don't accept that offer either unless you want to compensate me for my gas and my time. Because I can't do that. I can't even afford to. Sorry.
Ms. Christensen, it's not an offer. I want to have you here because you've expressed such disregard for the proceedings. I want to have you here so you can see your attorney. Ms. Christensen, stop interrupting me. It's not an offer. You will be here, or I will issue a warrant for your arrest if you refuse to attend in person. All right, we'll see you February 14th, or I'll issue a warrant for your arrest. You have a good day.
You have a nice day.
You really can't make this kind of stuff up. Like, look at this. Here's the actual screenshot of the invoice she tried to send the court. And get this, she actually billed them $86,000 for traveling to her second appearance. Or should I say, appearance. I mean, seriously, who does that? Who wakes up one morning and thinks, you know what, I'm going to fine the court 86 grand because I had to show up to face my own charges. That's not just crazy, that's next level sovereign citizen crazy. This lady isn't your run-of-the-mill rude Karen. No, no, no. She's the final boss. The elite tier. The platinum package of sovereign citizens. Honestly, I almost want to give her credit. It's impressive how far she's managed to level up in pure nonsense. Almost. But here's where you've got to respect the judge. Because instead of losing patience, instead of letting her derail the courtroom, he stayed cool, calm, collected, and then absolutely shut her down. No gimmicks, no drama, no nonsense. Just laid down the law and reminded her exactly who was in charge. That's how it's done. Because let's be real, if more judges handled these sovereign citizens like this guy, we wouldn't even be seeing this circus in the first place. Now, I want to know what you guys think. Was the judge too harsh? Or did he handle this like an absolute pro? Personally, I think he was spot on, because threatening a judge while trying to scam the court out of $86,000? Yeah, that's about as delusional as it gets. But hey, this one gave us a wild ride, and if you enjoyed watching this sovereign citizen crash and burn, you're going to love what I've got lined up next. So drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and if you're new here, make sure to subscribe because I've got fresh content coming at you every single day.